Beyond the huge cascade, a more established lady named Shivgami is seen conveying a child. She is drained, harmed, and depleted with a bolt in her back and understands that two troopers are following her. She decisively puts them in a snare and kills him with their own blades prior to escaping. She unintentionally gets found in the waterway flow and can't come to shore. Shivgami petitions ruler Shiva, the Hindu god of detestables obliteration, that her life can be taken for her slip-ups. However, the child, Mahendra Bahubali, should live to see the light. She suffocates, yet not prior to holding Mahendra over the surface in time that a gathering of locals save him. The townspeople are the Amburi clan, who dwell close to the waterway and love Shiva. The head of the town, Sanga, finds that the suffocated woman sidestepped fighters and got through a mystery cavern to get away from them. Shivgami faced up towards the mountain before she passed on, so Sanga's better half understand that they should accept the child back. However, Sanga denies stressing for his well-being. She chooses to take on him and names him Shivudu, pseudonym Shivu. Shivudu grows up 25 years after the fact to be a youthful, gymnastic, courageous, and merciful man. Causing Sanga a deep sense of mistake anyway, he is fixated on what experience could lie over the mountain and goes through years attempting to ascend it. Sanga plays out a request to Shiva, trusting it will make Shivu dutiful and quit taking a stab, including pouring pails of water from the falls on the Shiva Lingam platform. Shivu unsticks the Shiva Lingam and gets it, showing that he in some way or another has godlike strength. Shivu conveys to the lower part of the cascade, not long after he tracks down a whale. He understands the cover has left a ladylike face in the mud from where it was cleaned up from. He is additionally spurred to wander up the mountain to figure out whom the whale has a place with. He effectively scales the mountain and finds a lady named Avantika being pursued by troopers from a realm called Mahishmati. Avantika behaves like a maiden, however leads them into a snare, and they butcher the warriors. Avantika reports back to her clan's chief, a gathering of revolutionaries hailing from the fallen realm of Kuntala. The clan is driven by boss Jaya Varma, who proclaims their objective to free Mahishmati from its shrewd ruler and sovereign Bhallaladeva, who assumed the name Bhalla. Bhalla is keeping Jaya Varma's sister Devsena prisoner, tormenting her consistently. Avantika converses with Jaya about Kattappa, an exemplary hero dwelling in Mahishmati who could possibly help their goal. Jaya affirms the Kattappa has lost inspiration and is compelled by moral obligation to slave to the royals of Mahishmati as his precursors were. Kattappa regulates weapon fabricating in Mahishmati, which subject to Bhalla's authority is accomplished through slave work. Kattappa is visited by a weapon broker named Aslam Khan, whom he gets to know after offering his past and obligations to. Kattappa is a talented and solid hero whose heredity will undoubtedly serve the lord like a slave, notwithstanding being a general and commandant of the military. Bhalla's birthday is impending, which offers the renegade clan the ideal chance to safeguard Devsena. The honor is conceded to Avantika, who finds a henna painting drawn by Shivu on her hand when she was resting before. However, blamed for ignoring the obligation for magnificence, she guarantees Jaya that she needs the mission more than anything. The realm of Mahishmati is demonstrated to be in a vile condition of slave treatment towards its residents by the controlling and power-fixated Bhallaladeva. Likewise, living with Bhalla is his dad master Bijaladeva and his child ruler Bhadrudu, false name Bhadra. Bhalla's men have caught a Gwar bull from the woodland to test his solidarity. He overcomes the bull and notices that Kattappa attempted to prevent it from killing him when he was occupied. Bhalla lets Kattappa know that he realizes that Kattappa abhors him and needs to kill him gravely, and asks why Kattappa stays faithful. He chooses to concede Kattappa a wish, which ends up being to deliver Devsena. Bhalla permits Kattappa to kill her on the off chance that he needs to, however, denies it. Kattappa visits Devsena that evening and asks her to allow him to liberate her. Devsena denies it, disappointed, as it's shown she's been going through the beyond 25 years constructing a fire just to kill Bhalla. She says that her tragically missing child is as yet alive and will make Bhalla pay for his deeds. Shivu further attempts to certainly stand out and they meet generally. Shivu attempts to ease up her battle-torn life by showing her inward magnificence. Avantika becomes companions with Shivu, who saves her life from Mahishmati troopers. Shivu vows to hold Avantika's honor, however, he doesn't know Devsena. He knows that she means a lot to the renegades and makes commitments to save her. Shivu penetrates Mahishmati the following day and finds Bhalla's men raising a brilliant sculpture of him. The sculpture falls yet Shivu gets it, and his veil uncovers his face momentarily to a resident who calls him Bahubali. The men and residents encompassing them begin to recite Bahubali insubordinately, to Bhalla's indignation. The sculpture is situated, and around evening time Bhalla requests to grill the gatekeepers to figure out who was mindful. Shivu camouflages himself as a gatekeeper and is called to Bhalla's quarters. He escapes effectively and liberates Devsena, removing her from the realm by chariot. He is come by Bhadra's scouts and watches, yet fights him off. Kattappa joins the battle yet regardless of his guide, Shivu decapitates Bhadra out of resentment at how he treated Devsena. At this point, Sanga and the Amburis come looking for him in stress as well as the revolutionaries. Kattappa charges to kill Shivu yet stops when he sees a natural face. He yells Bahubali into the skies and the encompassing clans and Kattappa's steadfast warriors bow to him. The following morning, Shivu figures out that he's taken on and that his genuine name is Mahendra Bahubali, and Kattappa informs him about his dad, Amrendra Bahubali. Almost quite a while back in Mahishmati, Lord Somadeva from the first imperial family had two children, Vijaladeva and Mahadeva's false name Vikramadeva. Vijaladeva and Vikramadeva were perfect in verses, the previous is insane and fixated on power while Vikramadeva is thoughtful and minding towards his subjects and realm. Vikramadeva became Lord consequently leaving Vijaladeva infuriated. Vikramadeva later bites the dust fighting after Vijaladeva has his child Bhallaladeva with his better half Shivgami, who was a subject in the realm who rose to steadfastness in the illustrious family. Shivgami chooses to take in Vikramadeva's child after Vikramadeva's better half kicks the bucket from labor. Shivgami names the kid Amrendra Bahubali and chooses to give them equivalent freedoms to the high position. Amrendra and Bhalla train and battle close by one another, learning scholastics, theory, and battle. Amrendra ends up being cherished by individuals for his sympathy and honorability, and devotion to making the realm a more secure spot. This makes Bhalla desirous throughout the long term, and as he ages, he plots to hurt his cousin/receptive sibling to take the privileged position for him and rule with an iron-clenched hand in the manner in which his dad proved unable. At some point, a backstabber in the realm named Sakittan is viewed by the sovereigns as a covert operative for the malevolent Kalke clan. The Kalakeyas are harsh colleagues of Mahishmati, a clan of savage thieves that ransacks and obliterates realms prior to moving on tomorrow the following. The Mahishmati royals plot their counter to the Kalke's message of war utilizing an unused pike arrangement. The armed forces are isolated similarly, yet ruler Vijaladeva cleverly gives his introduction to the world child a benefit with additional men and weapons. The following day, after endeavoring to settle a Dayton, the head of the Kalakeyas named Inkoshi confronts Shivgami. This sets Bahubali irate and Shivgami's expectations that he endures before death. The different sides begin to fight and Bahubali utilizes an imaginative drive to disable the Kalke armed force, consuming them with tent canvases ablaze. Bahubali and Bhalla's armed forces slice through Inkoshi's powers, through which Inkoshi involves captured townspeople as a hindrance. Bahubali figures out how to save them from crossfire while the thoughtless and relentless Bhalla kills them without blinking. Kattappa keeps the adversary down at the doors of the realm, yet his wall is penetrated. Bahubali inspires the troopers into holding up their promise and retaliates against the animals who might dare contact their noble realm. Bahubali and Bhalla's soldiers break Inkoshi's safeguard and Inkoshi battles the sovereign head-on. He repulses Bhalla who battles with strength and dissatisfaction to beat his sibling, yet Bahubali capably incapacitates and overpowers Inkoshi with the brilliant lion head from Bhalla's annihilated sickle chariot. Inkoshi is harmed and delivered, and Bhalla kills him. Vijaladeva accepts that since Bhalla killed him first, he should be the legitimate ruler. Shivgami anyway chooses Bahubali, who centers around saving his subjects and driving the officers during the fight. She pronounces that Bahubali is an exemplary man who should be the top dog, and the warriors in residence serenade his side of him. Back in the present, Sanga is glad that her supportive child is the successor to Mahishmati. However, Kattappa admits that Amrendra is dead and that under obscure conditions, he had to kill his own companion.